Alright, y'all, today we're making these bridal themed brunch cookies and they're adorable. They're going to have tulips, croissants, espresso martinis, so cute. So let's get to baking and decorating together. The first step is you're going to work on our tulip. So we're going to take our white outline and we are outlining our tulip. And then we're going to take our white flood and we're going to flood that in, pop in your dehydrator for about 15 minutes or in front of the fan until that top layer is crusted over. After that bottom layer has crusted over, we are going to outline the tulip or the flower part of the tulip with the petals. So that's what I'm doing here with my thick pink consistency. I'm outlining the petals and then I'm going to do my little trick and scribble it in so we don't have any craters. Then you're going to take your pink flood consistency, so the looser icing, and you're going to flood in one of those petals and we are going to put that in the dehydrator to let it crust over so you can really see the dimension of the different petals. So here I am coming back with my flood consistency again, and I'm going to do that other pink petal along with the stem. So I'm taking a piping consistency of green to do the stem, and then I'm going to flood in the petal like I mentioned before. You're going to grab that piping consistency of that green and you're going to kind of squeeze kind of hard and tight it to make a leaf. So you don't have to get under consistency here. You can use that same consistency. Go back and finish in that last petal on top after it's dehydrated a little bit to get hard so you can see those three different dimensions. And then you're going to take that thick icing consistency for the leaf again and you're going to do a bigger leaf this time. Now we're moving on to our croissant. So this is going to be in multiple layers here. So we are outlining it with our piping consistency first, breaking up those layers, and then we are going to do the swiggle. Then we're gonna do the what is it? We're gonna do the trick where we do the little lines, squiggly trick. Excuse my brain part there. We're gonna do the squiggly trick, and we are going to do that so we don't have any craters on our croissant. Now we are going to get our flood consistency for our croissant and we're just going to flood in the different layers. I'm not starting with the middle layer because I want to do that one last so it's really pronounced at the end and really shows up. Kind of like a middle layer of the croissant would be like the biggest one you would see. It's the same type of concept. So I'll flood those in. I even those out a little bit and then I'm going to put those in the dehydrator for 15 minutes until they crust over. Then we are going to come back and we are going to do those 3 layers we haven't done yet. So go ahead and fill in those 3 layers, pop those 3 layers in the dehydrator, or let them sit overnight for the final step. Now, I let my cookies sit overnight when I'm going to do this technique. So I am taking a brown luster dust and a fluffy brush, and I'm just dabbing in the brush into the brown, and then I'm going through and I am basically painting or brushing on this brown dust. This gives it the illusion of kind of being cooked or the different dimensions in the shapes and colors. You can also do the same effect with an air gun. What is that called? With a spray gun, thank you, oh my goodness, and get the same effect, but I just use my brush there because it's easier. So there's the final cookie, and now we're moving on to our Espresso Martini, and this is my favorite cookie in the set. So we are outlining it here with our white, and then you're going to take your white and put it in for that base layer, pop it in the dehydrator for 15 minutes to get it crusted over. All right, y'all, it's crusted over. Now we're going to work on the martini portion. We are going to make a triangle, and then we are going to do our squiggly lines again to make sure it is that thick icing consistency on there, so then when we flood it in, we don't have any craters. So I'm doing that here, let it rest for a little bit, get dry, and then go in with your flood consistency, flood it all in, and it'll be nice and puffy. Now I'm going in and adding the top layer of our Espresso Martini here for decoration. I used a thick consistency here. I used the outline consistency I use for the croissants. And then I'm going to take my Scribe tool, which you can just take a toothpick and just kind of rub it in there, swiggle it in there so it kind of looks foamy. While that's drying a little bit before I do that trick, I'm taking my black piping and I'm just piping around the martini glass to show the glass of the cookie. I did the same swiggle trick down there at the bottom of the cookie to really show where that glass is. And then, yeah, we are done with the martini glass, but we have a special add-on that we're going to add on to it so you know it's an espresso. So I made these royal icing transfers, which are just your homemade sprinkles, and I made them in the shape of coffee beans. So I'm adhering them or attaching them with some royal icing on the back. They turned out so cute and really made this cookie pop.